Oh, sorry, colleague.
I'd like to hear the Honourable Shane Jones.
Mr. Chair, I rise knowing that botanical expert could visit upon me a form of mother-in-law's tongue, a well-known weed that grows up and around the gardens of Auckland. But, sir, I want to talk about a far more serious subject, sir. Sir, I was only relying, sir, on the modest botanical knowledge I inherited from the Anglican Church while I was at St Stephen's School. And, sir, when I went to the various Anglican churches around Auckland, and I must say the Padre did smoke, so it's actually relevant, I recalled that line. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that member actually spoke about that botanical pest, otherwise known as the mother-in-law's tongue, but from time to time she evinces those qualities. So that's reflective of how much botanical knowledge she had, inversely related to some of her political contributions. But, sir, kei te pai. So actually, I'd like to start with a small story, very instructive. As I come from the very far north, 90 Mile Beach, and the name of our tribe is Te Opodi. It means the dense smoke. And how it arose, sir, was that we were surrounded by some of Hone Harawa's relations, and we were a far more modest, humble sort. And, sir, in order for us, sir, to escape the ravages of their foul designs, we lit a big fire. And so we waited for the smoke. It was early in the morning, and it settled just above the current of the water. And we managed, sir, to sleep with a level of sleekness and a sort of waka that was not a tapa waka, sir. We snuck away. And unfortunately, sir, in more recent times, that story, a grand story about pre-colonial times, has visited upon us as more and more of my own mātuas have died, with a cigarette park drive in the māngai, one in the damn hands and one in the ear. And, sir, those images, unfortunately, they were Maori Battalion returnees, so it's probably not the most sensible contribution in terms of the rather romantic image we have about our mātuas who went to the Maori Battalion, but that was, sir, a feature. And when we went to Hui, because I grew up, sir, right next to the marae, my dad was a dairy farmer, which may cause some of the members on the other side of the house to ponder as to how I ended up where I am. Was truth and justice, sir, truth and justice. But however, sir, part of what we contributed to on the marae with our old grandmother, who whāngai me, brought me up with my parents, etc., in 1892, we used to go and get bales of hay. And we spread this hay out, sir, because there's very few mattresses, etc. Spread this hay out, sir, and put a thing called a kuta mat, made out of this silver, golden reed growing in the lakes, etc., and our wires used to make these mats out of it. And so that was the mattress. Well, I have vivid memories of these Maori Battalion returnees, sir, sitting there with their park drive, with a small flask of whiskey, arguing about land. Unfortunately, not much has changed. But, sir, at least there's been an improvement. The tone has changed, sir, and the norms have changed. There is no more smoking in that particular marae. We actually have mattresses, I think, that come from the ware whare, otherwise known as the warehouse. Sir, unfortunately, fewer of us actually know how to make those mats. They're one of three long-suffering individuals who from time to time have been misguided to support the Maori Party in the mistaken belief that their politics is going to revive our culture, but that's another matter. So this is just another step, sir, on a long-term journey. And yes, the tax is regressive. And yes, I have been out once or thrice with my mātāmua, the matua of the Aotearoa Tuatahi, and yes, I have seen him with my partner enjoying a cigarette now and again. And sir, it's free will, it's everyone's choice, etc., and may they enjoy the opportunities that smoking and drinking afford them. I enjoy drinking and something else, but not smoking. But sir, it's a free life, and it's free will. It's free will, sir. So it is regressive, sir. And a lot of our Māori voters, they are hoha, sir, that we're supporting this. But we have to say to them, it's for your best interests, and please reward us appropriately when voting comes around. So we know that there are occasional difficult things. Now, I think, sir, it's inevitable that the flinty, rather mean-spirited side of that side of the House will remind us that this is about tax and revenue, but it's how it's applied. I'd actually like to see a hypothecation model a rather sensible word, brought to the fore by Annette King as she reformed our transport policy, currently being squandered by that side of the House. So this revenue is dedicated to working with young parents. And sir, in our world, in Te Ao Māori, unfortunately a young parent is 16, 17, 18, 19, in Strugglers Gully, often very stressed. So the challenge, sir, which Treasury... Mr Chair.
Dr. Paul Hutchinson.
Point of order. Point of order. Point of order.
Point of order, Ian Lees-Galloway.
Thank you, Mr Chair. This relates to an incident that occurred early in Mr Jones's speech. I didn't want to interrupt his speech, so I ask you just to reflect on it. Now, there's a number of Speaker's rulings relating to interjections, but I couldn't find one that actually relates to the matter of a member standing whilst another member has the call in order to interject, in the way that Maggie Barry did during the previous member's call. The nearest one I can get to it is Speaker's ruling 61.5, that says a member may not make interjections while standing or leaving the member's seat, although I assume that means getting up and walking around and making interjections. And I just wonder if we could get a ruling from you, sir, on the practice of standing in order to make an interjection on a member who has the call.
I shall reflect on the matter. I think that in general interjections are to be discouraged, and anything which gives the interjector or the person doing it any kind of advantage is to be seriously discouraged. Dr. Paul Hutchinson. The question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
Favour?
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Ayes are 71, noes are 49. The question will now be put, and the question is that part 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. We move now to part 2. So the question is that part 2 stand part. Ian Lees-Galloway.
Thank you very much, Mr.